So why is Tesla stock falling? We have a lot to discuss in this video. This is going to be kind of a general update on Tesla stock. We haven't talked about this stock specifically in a video here for a little while, mainly because the stock's just been doing nothing for the last few weeks, and you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. But before I get into all my details, I just want to disclose that I am a Tesla bull. I have a position in Tesla. My cost basis is around $55 per share, and I have absolutely no plans to sell the stock, and in fact I may start buying the stock once again very soon. Okay, so before we really answer the main question in this video, why is Tesla stock falling, let me provide you with some context on the stock. So if you remember 2020, it was probably one of the most exciting times for Tesla investors. Week after week, the stock shot up, it kept climbing, and investors made massive returns. But now in 2021, things have cooled off, and this is discouraging a lot of investors, especially since other hype stocks are doing quite well during this time. Now, year to date, Tesla stock isn't doing all that bad per se, guys. We're up around 7%, which is equivalent to the usual annual, that's yearly returns for the S&P 500. But, you know, when you're looking at Tesla stock, this is pretty much no movement. Someone's got to wake it up. I think it's snoozing. Just grab a stick and just poke at it, and it might start moving after that. Now, over the last 1 month, Tesla stock is actually down 8.13%. So I get it. I fully understand why there is frustration starting to creep up for some investors. Now, here's the thing. I am a massive Tesla fan. I love the product. I love the brand. I love the stock. I love the company. I love everything Tesla. So I just want to put that out there because I may be biased in my views here with this business, but I will try to provide as much fact here to back up my claims. Now, after this recent, pullback / sideways movements we've been seeing for the last month and a half, I actually think the valuation is starting to make a bit more sense here in Tesla, and things are getting a bit more exciting. So now, based on data that I tabulated, I kind of put a couple charts together, which I'll show you in a second. And I got all this information from, public sources and, from listening to interviews and, kind of Elon Musk's vision for Tesla, what they've talked about on conference calls, all this stuff, put it all together. And I made projections as to where their revenue growth would be going in the next few years. Now, the chart I'm about to show you is fairly conservative with their growth because Tesla has so much happening in this next year or a couple of years. They have new gigafactories opening up. They have the gigafactory in Berlin. They have the new Texas gigafactory. They're going to be selling semi-trucks soon. They're going to be selling Cybertrucks. The new $25,000 Tesla, the Model 2 perhaps, will probably be released and start selling in China. China's Shanghai factory is running on full cylinders. The Fremont factory is delivering all over, Canada and the US. Tesla is doing well right now, and I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. Oh, and I should also share this. I did see that they are supposedly in the works for another gigafactory, Giga 6, in India. And this goes in line with what Elon's goal was for India, which is a launch sometime in 2021. So this just adds more fuel to the rocket. But all of this considered, like I said, I want to be conservative, so I'm going to assume Tesla sees around 30% growth for the next few years. Here's what the projections are like with this in consideration. Looking to 2026, I expect them to pull in around $178 billion at that time. This will translate to their price of sales dropping substantially, going from around 15 in 2021 to around 4 in 2026. Now, this is cheap because when I started buying Tesla in 2019, their price to sale was around 8.2. You're paying a little bit more of a premium now because the business is much more established. The business is very safe now. It's probably not going to go anywhere. It's in the S&P 500. There's just a lot of certainty now with Tesla's future. So I think a higher premium for price of sales is justified here. And, if I'm looking a few years out, a price of sales of around 8.10, not bad. And using this conservative metric, when we're looking at 2022 price of sales, which is just, next year, end of next year, that puts us at a 12 price of sales. That is cheap. But you know what? Just for fun, I was like, I gotta be more aggressive here with another prediction as well. What if Tesla has hyper growth, which is very likely to happen? What if they grow 50% year over year? this is what that would look like. And obviously it looks a lot more exponential. And look at this, in 2026, they would be pulling in $365 billion in revenue. This growth puts their price of sales at a 10 for next year, 2022. And that, of course, makes it even more attractive. So based on this, if for conservative, Tesla will grow 30% year over year. For more aggressive, Tesla will grow 50% year over year. We can say that kind of in a neutral case, Tesla may grow somewhere in the middle, around 40% year over year. But that is still phenomenal growth expected. And don't forget, this is just assuming revenues from their car business. The energy part of the business is not even ramped up. SolarCity acquisition is still, in infancy stages. So once that really picks up, that's going to add a few $100 more billion in revenue to the company. And that's just going to amplify the numbers even bigger. The bottom line I'm really trying to get across is, yes, Tesla stock may be falling right now, but if you look at the bigger picture, you look, a few years out, we're long-term investors here on this channel, it will actually give you a lot more perspective on where this business is going with a proven track record already. These projections that I've just made are not based on hope, on dreams, on some secret projects they may be working on. It's based literally on what the company has proven so far, what their growth rate is right now, what the company expects to produce in the next year. These are all metrics that I'm using to pretty much model out where Tesla will be in a few years. Now here's Tesla's chart, and we can see a few things. From the absolute peak, we're down around 13%. We are oversold, and we have tested the 50 moving average recently. When we look at the last two sell-offs, we saw a 23% dip and a 34% dip, and that was followed by a sideways pattern of consolidation until there was some good news and the stock broke out. I believe at this moment we are in another sideways pattern, and as long as we hold that 50 moving average, we should be good for another breakout soon. And maybe this will happen in the next few weeks. Maybe it'll be when Tesla does some other major announcements or new product or something. I don't know. But what you do need to keep in mind is that if, for whatever reason, we breach that green line, there is a good chance that we go lower, test the 100 moving average, which is the next level of support at around $650 per share. So Nick, can this really happen? Can we really go down to the 600s? I think it's very possible. I think that Tesla should cool off a little bit here, pull back a bit before it kind of springs forward and makes a run for possibly $1,000 per share next. And I'll tell you what, if it drops in the 600s, I will be very, very interested in buying more shares. But that being said, even today, we've dropped 13% from the highs, valuations around $750 billion. I think this can be a $1 trillion company fairly soon, so it may make sense for some to start nibbling on this position. Now, like I said, my cost basis is way lower, so it's hard for me to justify to buy in at these valuations. However, like I said, I've actually got to touch and feel the product. I own a Model Y Performance. I see where the vision is for Tesla and what they've produced in such a short period of time and what the trajectory is like when you extrapolate this globally. And that just gets me super excited for the future of this business. This is literally, in my opinion, another Apple type company with the brand, the product, the cult-like following. I like what I see in Tesla, and yeah, $750 billion is expensive, but it's a premium that I am willing to consider for this company. I think probably by the end of this decade, by 2030, Tesla will be a multi-trillion-dollar company. I don't think I'm the only one really that sees that vision for this business. And I know the Tesla shareholders that got in back in 2019, or maybe even during the dip in 2020, they're not planning to sell their shares anytime soon because they see valuations much, much higher. And so far, the business is executing in a way and they're growing in a way that is able to justify what their valuation is today. So going back to the main question, why is Tesla stock falling right now? Honestly, there's no fundamental reason, and I think it's just because the stock has moved up so far, so fast. Stocks don't just go up in a straight line or down in a straight line for that matter. They go up, they pull back a bit, they go up, they pull back a bit, they consolidate for a bit, they move higher or they move lower for a bit. There's a lot of factors in the market, there's a lot of mechanics that go on behind the scenes, and I think Tesla is just going through a regular stock movement. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with the business. Nothing has changed for the worse. The business is as good as it's ever been before. So I think that this is just a healthy consolidation phase for the stock. Maybe we see a 20-30% pullback, which again would be good for the stock. And then we get a lot more investors back in, the stock balloons higher, and we make a run for possibly $1 trillion market cap. This is typically what you would call a buy the dip opportunity. Just think of it this way. Imagine all the people that missed out on Tesla back when it was in the hundreds of dollars, and they're just wishing they got in. So if they see Tesla stock drop by 10, 20, 30%, the likeliness of those people getting into the stock, including institutions, is very high, which is what will probably result in a very swift recovery. So I'm not really concerned with this stock, being dead money for a long period of time, because I see the interest in Tesla. I see institutions wanting to get in. I see the product firsthand, like I said, and I'm convinced that the future for Tesla is extremely bright. But do you agree or do you disagree with my thinking here? I love to hear from you guys. I love having discussions with you guys in the comments down below. So take a second, go down there, comment, hit the like button while you're down there as well. And let me know if you think this is possibly the beginning of a bigger correction in Tesla, or whether you sold your shares, maybe you bought more shares. Let me know what you're doing with your Tesla stock. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had to make this. We haven't talked about Tesla in a while, and it's getting kind of antsy. We need to talk about Tesla on this channel. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.